What if tomorrow poverty is eradicated and we don't have any poor people in the world anymore? Now let's assume we have some god level superpower. We gather all 2781 billionaires on earth into one room. Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, Bernard Arnold, all of them. We empty their pockets, we sell their stocks, liquidate their yachts, cash out everything they own, and pile it all on the table. According to the latest Forbes and Oxfam numbers in 2025, all that wealth together comes to about $15 trillion. Oh my god, huge number, 15 with 12 zeros. But here is the key point, our goal is not everyone on earth. We are only targeting people in extreme poverty, about 700 million people, according to the World Bank. People who literally don't know where their next meal is coming from. So the math seems simple. 15 trillion divided by 700 million equal about $21,400 per person. For someone living in Somalia or a remote village in India, that's insane money. That's the end of hunger. That's a house, land, a fresh start. So on paper, poverty is solved. Case closed, right? No, my friend, this is where the real nightmare begins. Problem number one. We imagine Elon Musk's wealth as stocks of cash sitting in a vault. But it's not that $15 trillion is mostly the value of factories, warehouses, servers, and companies like Amazon and Tesla. To give that money to the poor, we'd have to sell those assets. But sell them to who? If we have already wiped out all the rich people, there is literally no one left who can buy them. If we try to dump all that stock on the market, the New York Stock Exchange would crash in 10 minutes. That 15 trillion would turn into maybe 1 trillion or less. The money would evaporate before it ever reaches the poor. But okay, let's say, with some insane magic, we actually pull it off. Every one of those 700 million people now has $21,400 in their bank account. Picture a small village. There are maybe 50 bags of rice and 10 cows for sale. Until yesterday, nobody had money, so prices were low. Now, suddenly, overnight, 500 people in that village are rich and rush to buy food. What do you think happens? The butcher isn't stupid. When demand explodes, price explode too. One guy says, I'll pay double. Another says, I'll pay more. Rice prices skyrocket. Cows skyrocket. Eventually, the butcher raises the price of a cow from $100 to $20,000. Oh my god. Boom! Hyperinflation in 24 hours. That $21,000 is now worthless because money increased, but goods didn't. We printed money. We didn't produce anything. Now here is the scariest part, the one nobody likes to talk about. Why do people do the hardest jobs on earth? Because of need. If a cobalt miner in Congo or a cacao farmer suddenly gets $21,000, which is a fortune in their country, do you think they are going back to work tomorrow? No. They go home, they rest, they play PS5 with their kids. So what happens when 700 million workers in the hardest part of the supply chain just stop working? Step 1. Raw material production collapses. Step 2. Factories shut down. Step 3. Global prices explode. Congratulations, you made everyone rich and completely destroyed the global production system. Now everyone has money, but store shelves are empty. That's modern famine. Full wallets, empty shelves. And even if we somehow survive all those shocks, those 700 million people will spend their money. What will they buy? Samsung phones? Coca-Cola? Nike shoes. And guess where that money goes? Right back into the pockets of the same giant corporation. After 2 or 3 years, the money is gone because they never owned the means to produce. They were only consumers. They are poor again, and the same $15 trillion is back into the hand of the top 1%. We didn't fix anything. We just ran the world through a virtual, pointless loop. The real solution: poverty is not solved by handing out cash. That's just a painkiller. Poverty is solved by tools and infrastructure. With that $15 trillion, you don't give everyone $21,000. You build roads, you bring electricity, you provide internet, you build school. You teach people how to produce, not just consume, how to create value. A truly rich person isn't someone with money. It's someone who knows how to turn dry land into crops or a raw idea into a real service. In the end, the economy is like a living organism. If you shock it with money that has no backing in production, it will hit back hard. We don't need empty to ocean to grab fish. We need to teach people how to fish. So now you tell me, if you had that power, would you press the redistribute all wealth button or not? And forgot to like and subscribe.